I'll be discussing to you guys on the CSS basic static structure in the model bus. Now, firstly, we want to know what is CSS. CSS is a cascading style sheet, and it is a language that is used to describe a virtual representation for HTML document. It also defines the layout, the color, the font size, and overall the web page. Now, let's take a look at cascading. What is cascading? Cascading refers to the positioning of style rules, where more specific rules override the general one. Now, let's take for example, with our CSS, an HTML document or page is just our plain text or images. But when you apply CSS to that HTML page or document, you make it more beautiful by adding color, making it organized, putting it in a responsive way, enhancing the user to get experience that is our HTML document format. Let's look at three types of selectors here. We have the element selector, we have the ID selector, and we have the class selector. Let's look at the element selector. The element selector is style or instance of a specific HTML element. Then the class selector there is style element with a specific attribute. And the ID selector there is style element with a unique ID. Let me give you an example dimension for HTML structure and our CSS rule. That bracket, that angle bracket that open and the P closes, that is an HTML paragraph element that is used to define a block of text. Then we have the class highlight. For the class highlight, this class is going to assign a specific label to this paragraph, and in this case the class name is highlight. We move to the CSS rules. The diagram shows there implies that the selector, which is P, target all the elements on the page, and then the properties there, which is the color, set the text color, and the value, which is blue, makes the text blue. That is the dimensional example of the HTML structure and our CSS rules. Now, moving forward, let me give you the importance of CSS in web design. CSS allows developers to separate content from design, making code cleaner and more maintainable. It ensures a consistent look and feel across multiple web pages that is essential for our branding. Additionally, CSS supports responsive design, allowing websites to adapt to similar different screen size. Move on to the next topic, which is the bus model. Firstly, we want to know what is the bus model. What is the CSS bus model? The CSS bus model is a fundamental concept that describes the rectangular structure of every HTML element. It defines how the contents, the padding, the border, and the margin works together to determine how many space an element occupies. Understanding bus model is essential for precise control over element size and layout. Try to look at the breaking down of the component of the bus model. First, we have the content. The content then is the inner part of the bus where the text and images appear. Then we have the padding. The padding there is the space between the contents and the border. It can increase the element, but not actually the dimension. Then thirdly, we have the border. The border there is the surrounding of the padding and the content. It can be customized with the weight, the style, and also the color. And lastly, we have the margin, which is the outermost space around the element, creating separation from another element. Now let's look at an example breakdown for the model CSS rule. Where we have the div, curly break open, we have the content weight, which is 100 pixels. Then we have the padding, which is 10 pixels on each side. We have the border, which is 5 pixels on each side as well. Then we have the margin, which is 20 pixels on each side. Now, if you do your calculation, you find out that the margin does not affect the weight, but create extra space outside it.